and welcome to another episode of Brettcast My Thoughts On. This episode is going to be another scam baiting episode, but quite a different one. On February 7th, 2020, I was on Indeed.com looking for jobs, specifically work from home jobs. I had filled out several applications, so I don't remember all the places that I did applications for. The following day, February 8th, 2020, I woke up to a text message from a number that I was not familiar with. The message basically read that Eric Cole, a recruiter for Astracon Icorp, has reviewed my application and it says that I am qualified for the position that I applied for. I need to send him an email with request for offer letter to his email, which he provided at the bottom of the text message. His email is simply hr@astraconicorp.com, which sure sounds like a perfectly legitimate company email address. I'm also adding that the number Eric is using to text me from registers as a Rhode Island phone number. So I went to my email and I sent him a message saying that I am requesting an offer letter for this position. A bit later, I got an email back from Eric saying that the position pays $450 a week with 8 to 10 hours a week required. He then lists the job requirements, and after that he says that an interview may not be required because the position is part-time and is fully remote. Now, several weeks back, I had an offer from a work-from-home job company that made me go through a group interview process, which was like doing a video chat type of interview. Anyway, the last bit of the email said to write a brief letter of acceptance for an immediate consideration. So, I emailed Eric back, saying, I accept this position, thank you. Another little bit later, I got an email from Eric that said that they are pleased to offer me a position that will start on February 24th, 2020. I'm a lucky guy here, aren't I? The email also contains a list of required materials. This is the first I've run into this before, which includes a computer. Sorry about the camera. A computer, a security printer, a VoIP or VoIP phone, Virtual Assist Pro, and a fax machine. The interesting part of this email is that when they say they are going to send me a check containing a total of $3,950, $3,500 of which is for the required materials, and $450, which is my first week's pay, included in all of that. The email then said to send my name, address, and phone number so they can send me the check via regular-ass mail. At this point, we have to stop, and we have to do some fact-finding. First, we must ask ourselves, do they have a website? The answer is yes, they do have a website. There's a lot of mumbo-jumbo business talk and stuff on the website that I do not care about. So yeah, it sure makes the company look perfectly legit, doesn't it? It even has a physical address located in Houston, Texas, and a phone number as well, which is different from the one that Eric Cole has been texting me from, that will come in handy in a few minutes. Well, when I go to the website of the Better Business Bureau and look up this company, I get nothing. But the best part is that on the community forums of Indeed.com, I found a user who describes another company that sent them the same email about needing to get the same required materials and are willing to send them about the same amount of money in a check for the cost of those materials, plus a little bit more. I think it was like $500 for their first week's pay. And also, if you go to the Indeed forums and you just type in scam, I found a lot of people that have run into these virtual assistant scams. I even saw someone on Reddit make a post about another company that contacted them and was saying pretty much the same thing as Astracon Icorp is here. And someone commented telling them that if they don't do an interview, then it's fake. But the plot gets even better. I went to their totally legit looking website and decided to give the phone number on there a call. I had a bunch of questions that I wanted answers to, and Eric was not responding to me by email or text. When I called, would you believe it? That my good friend Eric Cole actually answered the phone? I couldn't believe it. And guess what? He had an Indian accent. On the call, the first thing I asked him is what a security printer is. His answer was that it's something I need for completing assigned tasks of the job. That's a good answer there, Eric. However, when I Google what a security printer is, I find that it's a field of the printing industry that deals with the printing of banknotes, checks, tamper-evident labels, passports, product authentication, stock certificates, postage stamps, and identity cards. Of course, Eric probably didn't know any of this stuff. I asked him where he was and if he was in Texas per the address of the company on their website says, and he said yes. I mean, I kind of spoon-fed that answer to him. I should have made that a little more difficult for him. I asked him how many people work for the company, and he said 70 to 82, and that they have branches across 9 different states. My biggest question is that if I don't use all the $3,500 for materials, then what do I do? Well, he went on a big speech about how, sorry, I lost. I'm reading this because I typed it all down. He went on this big speech about how they don't want their employees to have to pay for the items from their own pocket, which is why they send them the money to be able to purchase the required materials. Then he said not to worry about what to do with any leftover money, because they'll tell me what to do once the check arrives and clears. Not the answer I was looking for, but okay. Then I asked him that since he's just a recruiter, who is the management or people higher than him are? And he said that once I'm set up on the start date, I will get to do a conference call with the board of directors. After that, he basically hurried me off the phone so I can send him the necessary information so he can send me the check. With all the evidence that I have here, as well as discussing this with family and friends, this is undoubtedly a scam. I did decide to confer with others on this matter because part of me wanted this job to be real because the pay is pretty damn excellent. But I cannot ignore when something is a scam. What probably would have happened is this, and this was not something that I came up with on my own. So what would have happened is the check comes, I deposit it, the check clears because I have an account with the bank, I spend whatever money I need, then the check bounces and I get a call from the bank basically saying that I have to pay them money because the check didn't really go through. It's the basic idea of something that could happen out of a scam like this. I'm not really that disappointed because I was not putting all my hopes on this panning out. I have other job avenues to check out and apply for. But just as a last thing, I thought it would kind of be fun to give my good friend Eric one last phone call, just to see what I can get out of him. I want to tell you that I'm going to have to switch from my phone camera to my laptop webcam to record this, so the quality isn't going to be too great. Anyway, let's go to the call. Alright guys, here we are with the second part of this, where I'm going to be attempting to call Eric once again for the final time. Again, I do apologize for the suck-ass quality of this particular video, but this is all I've got to work with, so I'm doing what I can with what I've got. Anyway, so we're gonna give, let's see if I can find his number again. We're gonna give Eric another call. We're gonna see what happens here. Hey Eric, how's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, you haven't, I left you a message there. You didn't call me back like I thought you would. Yeah, so, I just had a couple more, questions for you if you got the time. What? Did I send? Did I send you an email about the? Do you mean about the? Okay, no. I guess no. The answer would be no. I haven't emailed you about any of. Yeah, I gotcha. I just thought it'd be easier over the phone because, you seem to take a while to get back to me on email or by text. Yeah, actually, I get some family, Canada, such a places to the actually the kind of family using representative to so the kind of use it like the still on the phone. When the something like that to tomorrow, so we probably get to just I thought you said you were in Texas. I thought you said you were in Texas. Remember when I called you earlier? I asked you if you're in Texas? I remember you understood that. I'm from April, I have one from Canada, I have one from Singapore. That's the family area of people. We have some family in the which came to that kind of food. So we kind of so we were saying that we don't want to know the family of the country. Alright, Eric, would you like to tell me the truth here, or do you want me to tell you the truth? Hmm? You're not being very upfront with me, are you? Are you kidding me, Eric? That was great. That was great. Oh my god. That was great. Oh man. Truth confirmed. He is not being upfront with me right now. I apologize if you couldn't hear any of that call, but he basically was saying that he wasn't answering my messages because he's got family going on, blah 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 blah. He's got family from Canada and all these places, and yeah, it just, he's not a very good liar, is he? Should we try one more time? No.
I'm currently unable to take your call. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will contact you.
Well, I think we busted this guy. So let's go back to phone cam because this is stupid, isn't it? So yeah, guys, that's really what the gist of it here is, is that you gotta watch out for these things, I could have fallen for this and had some substantial monetary things happen to me. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad we were able to figure all this out before anything went down. And Eric, if you're out there, you probably won't see this. But Eric, if you're out there, what you're doing is wrong. Committing fraud is wrong. And I hope you go to jail for doing this. Yeah, that's kind of it. I hope you go to jail for this, Eric. If that's even your real name. Because, who really knows what the extent of your lies are. So, I still have his email address, so maybe I'll send him a few friendly wink emails. Wink. Just to see what kind of a response we can get out of him, so I don't know. But yeah, just look out for these kinds of things, because if it's too good to be true, it generally is. And I don't want to see someone fall for a scam like this, because they try very, very, very hard to make everything look legit. But, like the people on Reddit said, if they don't ask you for an interview but are going to hire you, it's probably not legit. 99% of companies, probably 100% of any company, of all companies, are going to want to interview you before just giving you a job. So, yeah. Eric, I hope you go to jail. You're a mother chode or a ben chode, whichever one applies to being Indian. Yeah. So, we'll see if there's more of the saga here. So, anyways, thanks for watching / listening, and goodbye.